control the center of the ring. Yeah. If Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
Our part, Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a chess match, and a chess match that, if it's played correctly by each side, it could be very interesting. If it's played wrong by either side, the other side will dominate. That's how good this fight is.
Boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. made a surprise visit to Terence Crawford's training camp, creating major buzz just ahead of Crawford's super fight against Canelo Alvarez.
Fight call, I think his size may be his best going factor, but if he goes out and boxes Bud, he's not going to beat Bud boxing. He's not. So if Bud can take his punch, he's not going to outbox Bud. So it's like, it'll be, what would determine the fight would be who wants it most and who has the best fight plan. Because to me, I don't care what they say, if Bud can get Canelo to box him, Bud will outbox him.
So it's still a fight that you feel is competitive enough despite what happened in the Madrimov fight?
Without a question, it's competitive enough. Well, what he showed you in the Madrimov fight is that he can take the punch at 154. So now, can he take it at 68? It's yet to be seen.
According to inside sources, Jones didn't just stop by for pleasantries. He came with a purpose. He offered Crawford a detailed blueprint on how to dismantle the Mexican superstar. As Crawford aims to cement his legacy by moving up in weight and taking on one of the most dangerous fighters of this era, Roy's guidance couldn't come at a better time. From exploiting Canelo's flat-footed moments to controlling distance with sharp footwork, Jones is said to have broken down exactly how Bud can shock the world.
It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch. What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab the opportunity. And with Canelo, I see a guy who not necessarily hungry, but loves to entertain, loves to give us the big fights. Always tries to give the big fights. He finds a way to give us big fights. Not gonna always win them, but he always try to give them to us. Yeah. So he'll be a guy that, if he shows up and does the exact right thing, he can win the fight. If he don't do the right thing, which I don't see him doing, I don't know why he would at this point in his career. I don't know. It'll all be predicated upon how well Terence can take his punch.
Yeah. You said you don't think, or you don't look into the weight difference. Why?
When you know how to box, when you're as skillful as Terence Crawford is, weight don't really matter much.
Terence Crawford is set to face Canelo Alvarez on September 13th, 2025. In Las Vegas, moving up to weight classes to contest for the undisputed super middleweight championship WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO, The Ring, and TBR titles. The bout will be broadcast live on Netflix. Crawford has already defeated elite fighters like Errol Spence Jr. and Israel Madrov, now seeks to become the first man in the four-belt era to go undisputed in three weight divisions. Alvarez brings deep experience at 168 pounds, having beaten Saunders, Plant, and others. Promoted by the Saudi-backed Riyadh season with the UFC's Dana White. This fight is being billed as boxing's fight of the century.
You've accepted this fight now, but in the previous years, you said it doesn't interest you because you have nothing to gain and everything to lose. If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me.
When you say, I want Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. It's a conversation. It's not just,
Oh man, you will whoop his ass. Like, yes, man, touch on.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Madrimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about now.
Roy Jones Jr. believes the outcome of the Canelo versus Crawford bout won't depend on weight, but rather on how Canelo chooses to fight. In February, Jones said, if Canelo does what he should do, he'll win. But if he doesn't, Crawford will prevail. He emphasized that controlling the center of the ring is key to Crawford's victory. Again, In June, he reiterated that the real test lies in whether Crawford can absorb Canelo's power, downplaying weight as the decisive factor. Jones slightly favors Canelo early on, but if Crawford weathers the storm and uses his boxing IQ, he could take control.
Crawford is going to fight Canelo because even if I have some doubts and misgivings about the size matchup, it is two action fighters who like to fight aggressively at times, not all the times, going against each other, and we'll see who can open the other person's tuna can, so to speak.
Connor's never been there.
Yeah. Okay. Another fight I did want to ask you about in terms of weight classes. Canelo Alvarez potentially fighting Terence Crawford in September. That's obviously a massive weight discrepancy. What do you think of that fight and then the weight discrepancy between it?
Well, the weight won't be the factor. The factor will be how Canelo chooses to make the fight. Canelo comes out there what Canelo should do, Canelo wins the fight. If Canelo comes out and does what he shouldn't do, Crawford wins the fight.
Well, with Crawford, what are Crawford's keys to victory when you are fighting someone like Canelo, who, albeit maybe not in height, but in stature, is a much bigger man here?
Control the center of the ring.
Yeah.
If Crawford is allowed to control the center, he'll win.
Jones Jr. described the Crawford-Canelo matchup as a high-stakes, strategic chess match, not just a fight of brute strength. He referenced Crawford's bout with Israil Madrimov as a boring chess match, but a demonstration of Crawford's ability to outthink opponents. He warned Crawford against running too much, saying, "If you run from a big man, you give him all the confidence. That's stupid." For Jones, this fight will come down to mental sharpness, timing, precision, and tactical discipline, a battle of minds as much as fists.
I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is going to always follow him.
Terence is not taking a fight in between. He's like, I'm going to move up to 168. I'm going to take my time with that. Should we expect an upset, or are we going to see what most people are expecting in that fight if it does happen?
Well, we're not going to see what most people are expecting. That's for sure. I can guarantee you that, because most people are looking at the weights and saying, oh, they're too far apart. Canelo is too big. No, we're not going to see what y'all think we're going to see. We're going to see a chess match, and a chess match that, if it's played correctly by each side, it could be very interesting.
Jones suggested that if Terence Crawford scores a knockout against Canelo and solidifies his legacy, it might be the perfect time to hang up the gloves. He said, if he beats him, maybe he goes to fight Benavidez. If he doesn't, he can say, I took the risk. I'm done. In Jones's view, a win over Canelo would give Crawford the right to retire as one of the all-time greats or pursue one last dream fight.
If it's played wrong by either side, the other side will dominate. That's how good this fight is.
Let's say if Canelo wins, do you think people give Canelo credit because Bud is smaller? And if Bud wins, should he just retire and go on the sunset?
Bud definitely should retire if he wins. Canelo, no, you have unfinished business, bro. You can try to hide, you can try to run, but that monster thing, it ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. Even if you retire, the rest of your career, the monster thing is not going anywhere. Because the monster was searching for you. He beat everything y'all sent at him in the process of trying to get to you. I don't care who you beat, the monster thing is gonna always follow him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there was a time where Benavidez was saying, you know what, I gotta earn that Canelo shot. He earned that.
Roy Jones Jr. believes Crawford has already earned a place among the top 10 boxers of all time. In terms of pure skill, Jones ranks him in the all-time top 5, especially after his dominant win over Errol Spence Jr. He acknowledged that while Crawford may lack the star-studded resume of some legends, his technical skill, adaptability, and ring IQ are second to none. Jones dismissed Naoya Inoue's claims to pound-for-pound supremacy, referencing Noah's controversial win over Nonato. Donaran said, Bud hasn't lost to anybody. Don't tell me Inoue is better.
I'd rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10. Because he definitely had the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get. And that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for like pound for pound. That maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost to nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost to nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud. No.
Jones Jr. has also weighed in on Crawford's potential future fights, a matchup with Jaron Boots. Ennis would be highly competitive. Pick'em fight, in his words, because Boots has everything. Still, Jones favors Crawford. Early due to his ring IQ. In contrast, a fight with Canelo is more dangerous. Jones stressed that Crawford must make his presence felt early, not run, and treat it as a high-stakes chess match. According to him, both fights are massive but demand very different approaches.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What does he got to prove to Boots? Boots trying to take over and start beating the guys around him, prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight Benavidez next. If he don't beat him, he say, okay, I took it as high as I could go. I'm done.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if he gets the win. Like, oh my God.
However, analyst Andis has warned that Canelo is too big for Crawford. Meanwhile, prominent boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult suggested that Crawford could create a career-defining moment, much like Roy Jones Jr.'s legendary knockout of Glenn Johnson. The comparison points to the kind of dramatic finish that could secure Crawford's legacy. A big moment like that would not only honor Jones, but elevate Crawford among the sport's elites.
You know who I want to win the fight? Fundora. It has everything to do with Bud Crawford. I just want to see the moment that Bud Crawford is looking up at a giant and ready to chop that damn tree down. I've seen it before. I saw Roy Jones versus Hall. Rich Hall. He was... and then whipped his ass. I just want that moment. Bud Crawford just... and then Fundora trying to beat... and Bud just... whoop, like the Matrix. Boom, 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 boom. Bam! I mean, I would just love it. Now, if him do wins, of course, I want the better fighter to fight Bud Crawford.
Terrence Crawford has repeatedly expressed deep admiration for Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather Jr., crediting them for shaping his boxing journey. In an interview with Carl Froch, Crawford called Jones his favorite fighter of all time. He praised Roy's charisma, love of basketball and fishing, and his overall presence in the sport, saying, everything he did in boxing, from amateur to pro, made him my number one.
Styles make fights. No, it's your destiny, it's your legacy to become 3-time undisputed, and in 4 different weight classes, and your 5th weight class as well.
Yeah,
you're joining that club as well.
Definitely.
So you're joining some clubs. Before we finish, you know how much I love the history of the old fighters. Like, look, I know I've already heard it before, but for the viewers, like looking up to early in your career, like the couple of fighters that you really liked was Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather, correct?
Yeah, Roy Jones, Floyd.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get much better than them two.
Nah, not at
all. What was about? Tell me about each one. So starting with Roy, what was it that really?
His athleticism.
Yeah.
About Floyd Mayweather, Crawford acknowledged both the early pretty boy aggressive version and the later defensive Money Mayweather style. He admitted that the Money Mayweather version would have been the tougher opponent to beat. While Crawford has forged his own adaptable style, its influences from both Jones's athleticism and Mayweather's defensive mastery are evident in his ring approach.
You know, his speed, his power, his punch placement, his IQ, the way that he went about boxing. He's a hooper. I like to play basketball. He fish. I like to fish. You know, just his lifestyle. You like dogs. I like dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and him had so much in common. You know, even still to this day, I'll be like, dang, you know, I mess with that stuff too. Floyd, Floyd is Floyd. You know, I remember running home after the gym, you know, like Floyd about to come on. Floyd about to come on. We got to watch HBO. We got to turn to HBO. And just, you know, everything about him, his defense, his offense. You know, at the time he was a shark.
That might be a good one.
I got one.
You gotta come to ATS fight for that, my boy.
What you think about Roy calling out
You gotta
Floyd?
come to all the smoke for that.
What do you think about Roy and Floyd going back and forth? I just talked to him. Floyd was really worked up. I mean, Roy was really worked up about it. What do you think, Andre?
They fighters, man.
Okay, we're going this.
They fighters.
Isn't that the biggest fight in boxing today? Like, if that would have really happened, you think it could happen?
Watch out, I'm taking Stoke on hands now. Don't mess with them like that.
They fighters, bro.
Roy said
that fighting him is never gonna die. Right now?
Yeah, like exhibition.
Anything could happen. Listen.
Who wins?
Yeah, I heard. I heard all about it. I saw Roy Jones call out Floyd Mayweather after Floyd Mayweather's subliminal disses. I saw it. And you guys are hitting me up repeatedly. Showbiz, who do you have if Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather were to fight? And, you know, I must say, Roy Jones is my favorite fighter ever. He's my favorite fighter ever. You guys know I was a huge fanboy and all those things. I've said it repeatedly. But if they were to fight, I'll be rooting on Floyd Mayweather, man. I can't. Listen, regardless of how many times I've criticized Floyd and his career or whatever, Tim T has always shown me love, man. Floyd Mayweather showed me love. His son, his family. Look, TMT has always shown love, bro. They have kept it a bean. I just never really been able to connect with Roy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen him a few times. But I'm going with Floyd on this one.